Hello, in this video I'm going to be taking a look at some of the most diverse films coming out in 2023. If I'd say most diverse, just some of the films I'm looking forward to that are diverse coming out in 2023 and going over why you should be excited about these films too, because you should. It's going to be a fun year for film in 2023. Let's jump in. Firstly is Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Now, this is probably going to be the surprise film of the list because I'm sure a lot of people aren't really heavily anticipating this film. The trailer's been out for a long time. People have kind of got the gist of what's going on. When I was at Comic-Con in London in October, we sat in on a special panel for the film, mainly because I hadn't really heard of it yet, and so this was my opportunity to actually sit down and learn about what was going on. And that's when I saw the cast for this list, and I was like, whoa, I gotta see this film. I mean, it's been led by Chris Pine, which is kind of, we're used to the Chris's in Hollywood right now. Yeah, him, Evans, Hemsworth. It's the rest of the cast that I'm kind of really excited for. We've got Michelle Rodriguez, instant love. We've got Regé-Jean Page, been waiting to see him in something big again since Bridgerton. Justice Smith, who is not nearly in enough things. And then we've got Hugh Grant playing a villain. That's kind of cool. Thinking back to what I saw at Comic-Con, we got some behind the scenes stuff. We had the directors and producer on stage. So listening to what they were saying about the film is, yeah, I think it looks fun. They showed us a clip that was hilarious. Actually, the comedy landed really well. I was kind of surprised considering we're watching the scene out of full context. The directors did give us some context, but it was out of full context. And it worked, and I was like, hey, I'm actually going to go check this film out. Okay, the second film to take a look at is Scream 6. Now, I'm not necessarily the massive horror fan, particularly slashers. I kind of prefer the more psychological thrillers if I am going to watch horror. But after watching Scream 5 last year, Scream 6 has crept its way into one of my most anticipated films, and it's great to see a major horror franchise film being led by Latina actors, Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, really taking trumps here and taking the lead now in this series. Now, I know a lot of diehard Scream fans are going to be really sad that Neve Campbell isn't returning, and I feel that, like, she has led this franchise all the way from the beginning, so I can completely understand why you'd be upset with that, and why me saying, yay, 2 other people are leading, might upset you a little bit. I get it, don't worry, I'm with you, I am. Me being me and this channel being this channel, I'm really excited when we get to see fresh blood, in particular minoritized race or ethnicities, taking the lead in such major film franchises. And Scream 5 I thought was really well executed. I love the meta nature of the Scream films, and so I'm excited to catch our number 6 when it arrives on screens. And next is a film that is part of another major franchise. This is why I'm saying this list isn't really that surprising, because it's kind of all major film franchises, but I'm always going to be hella excited for Fast and Furious, and so Fast X is in the list. Fast X, Fast 10, what are we calling it? What's the official title? But we've got a really strong returning cast as ever. Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, we've got Natalie Emmanuel, so loving all of that. And then this year we're getting some great additions to the cast. Let me just read off some names that are joining this cast. We have Rita Moreno, we have Daniela Melchior, Michael Rooker, Alan Ritchson, Jason Momoa, and Brie Larson. I mean, that's stacked, isn't it? That's a great, like, new cast coming in. I mean, absolute fun, and the theories are kind of already out about who these people might be playing. I've got a video theorizing who Brie Larson might be playing. I go through kind of different things, but a lot of the theories seem to be that we're going to be getting some of Brian O'Connor's family in Fast 10, and that Brie Larson potentially is going to be Brian's sister, which was kind of really exciting. I'm always excited for a Fast film to come out, and it's nice to know that Fast 10 is sort of the beginning of the end of the mainline franchise, and that we are going to be wrapping things up and bringing it to a close. All right, moving on to the next film, and please brace yourselves, the internet. It's The Little Mermaid. I said it, and I've put it in here because everyone seems to just want to get angry about this film, and I don't. I just want to watch the film and see Halle Bailey smash it, by the way, which I'm really heavily confident that she will. And then we can all just shut up and move on. We can all just shut up and move on, right? We're all just gonna shut up and move on. Yeah, of course the internet's never not going to talk about The Little Mermaid with the race swapping and the this swapping and the that swapping, even though it's a mermaid. So why did I say the words race swapping? Because it's a mythical creature, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm excited to see this film. I know a lot of the Disney live action films have not been good at all. The live action remakes anyway have not been great. I think Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast are the only 2 I've currently really liked. So we'll see what happens with The Little Mermaid. Hopefully Disney are beginning to learn their lessons a bit more and will give us a film that isn't just a copy, but doesn't stray too far away. It's a fine balance, and we're always going to argue one way or the other, I think. But hopefully it's, it is more Aladdin and less Lion King. All right. It's time for Across the Spider-Verse. This was my most anticipated film for 2022, and so I was really annoyed when it got pushed back, but if it means we're going to get a better film and that the creators are more comfortable in what they're presenting to us, then I'm all for it. Great returning cast, Shemake Moore, Haley Steinfeld, Jake Johnson are all coming back, Brian Tyree Henry coming back as Jefferson Davis, and then we've got an amazing new cast coming in. We've got Oscar Isaac, we've got Daniel Kaluuya is coming in, we've got Issa Rae playing Spider-Woman. I'm just really excited to see where they're going to take these next two films in Across and Beyond the Spider-Verse. And the reason it's kind of in this list again as like an anticipated diverse film, because the essence of what Into the Spider-Verse brought was that anybody can be Spider-Man, and it really looks like that Across the Spider-Verse is taking that to the absolute max with the amount of spider people we have seen in the trailer. All right, coming up next, and one I didn't expect to be in my anticipated list, but I think seeing one of the cast members in particular has kind of dragged it into this area, and it is Pixar's Elemental. Seeing that Mamoudou Athie is playing one of the lead characters, an actor who I absolutely love, again, from The Get Down, like Justice Smith. He was also in Brie Larson's Unicorn Store, loved him in that, and he appeared last year in Jurassic World Dominion. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does here as a voice actor. I've always liked what he does on screen. He's kind of got he's a very soft actor, which I really like. He draws you in, and so hopefully he can do that with the voice work as well. Next, we have our first MCU film. It is The Marvels. It is easily my most anticipated Marvel film, MCU film coming, not Marvel film, definitely my most anticipated MCU film coming out this year. I mean, look at the cast. Brie Larson, Aman Vellani, Teyonah Parris. I'm seeing that Samuel L. Jackson is in the IMDb credit list too. So this is going to be an incredibly fun film, and I think a main reason why I'm really excited about this film is that a lot of people were saying in Phase 4 there wasn't enough crossover. We weren't, like we got into sort of phases 2 and 3 where characters would come in swishing in and out of of each other's films. And I think this is where we're finally going to get it. In this film, we're going to be getting people from WandaVision, people from Ms. Marvel. But I also think it could go deeper than just bringing people in from different projects. I think there could be some actual real crossover in this film. I made a video shortly after Ms. Marvel, which you can watch right here, where it looked like that the MCU was starting to probably connect Ms. Marvel with Shang-Chi, with the Incredible Hulk, and potentially with the Eternals too. Do check that video out so you can kind of understand more deeply why I think The Marvels will be our first big crossover film within the multiversal saga. And the next film on this list is Blue Beetle, a DC film. A DC film has made an anticipated list, which for me is kind of incredible. I'm not the greatest fan of the DCEU, so let's just set that bar for you to scream and shout at me in the comments. Again, kind of like Elemental, the only reason I'm kind of really interested in this film, predominantly at least, is because of the lead actor. We've got Jolo Maraduena, famous obviously for playing the role of Miguel in Cobra Kai, and I love the work he does there in Cobra Kai. So when it got announced that he was going to be leading a DC film, and now that DC film is releasing in cinemas, fingers crossed, Warner Brothers Discovery, don't just drop it, because I'm really excited to see what Jolo will do, and I'm assuming a more adult role in comparison to Miguel. But I think also, I'm just kind of excited for a DC film to be led by a superhero of a minoritized race or minoritized ethnicity, not just everyone else. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Shazam. So those are my 8 most anticipated diverse films of 2023. Are any of them yours? Are there any films that you feel I should have put into this list that I have missed? Let me know. I know a lot of people are really heavily anticipating Creed 3. I've not watched the Creed films, which I will be doing to catch up, because I definitely want to go and check out Creed 3. 2 incredible actors, and it's Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. So, hey, look, let's just put that one in the list. Creed 3. So those are my 9 anticipated diverse films of 2023. Let me know which ones are yours. Do we have any similar? Are there any others I missed out that aren't Creed 3? Holler at me in the comment section down below. Look forward to hearing your thoughts. If you want to see my top films of 2022, click this little card right here. If you want to watch some other videos I make, click this little card here. I'm going to put some of that MCU theory stuff here again, because you didn't click earlier, which I love because you watched the end of the video. So click it now. Until next time, Hakuna MaChatter.